Good morning, children. Today I will be discussing with you Unit 2 of The Passing Away of Bapu. It is in your syllabus, and it is written by Noyantara Saigal. In my first lecture, I have already discussed the issues and the topics which are associated with the first part, Unit 1 of the topic. Today, I will be discussing with you the issues that are associated with Unit 2 of The Passing Away of Bapu. Gandhiji was assassinated, Gandhiji was killed on 30th January 1948, and Gandhiji's funeral was to take place the day after, 31st January 1948. Let's start. Gandhiji's funeral was to take place the day after his death. Hours in advance, people lined the route the funeral procession was to follow. I have already told you that Gandhiji's funeral was to take place the day after, 31st January 1948. On that eventful day, people thronged on either side of the road, on both the sides of the road, in order to have a last look of their beloved leader, because Gandhiji was not an ordinary individual. Rather, he was a world famous personality. He was one of the most beloved leaders whom people kept in their heart. Therefore, they wanted to have a last sight, they wanted to have a last look of their beloved leader. They thronged, they assembled on both the sides of the road to have a last look of their beloved leader. Paddoshi, Mrs. Naidu's daughter, spoke for us all when she said simply, "We will walk. It is the last time we shall be walking with Bapu." Paddoshi. Paddoshi was the daughter of Mrs. Sarojini Naidu. She spoke. She addressed the people that they would be walking, each of them would be walking with Bapu, because this is the last time they will be getting the opportunity of walking with Bapu. On more than one previous occasions, they got the opportunity to walk with Bapu, but from now on, they won't get the opportunity because Gandhiji had already been assassinated. Gandhiji had already breathed his last. So they won't get the chance, they won't get this golden opportunity to walk with Bapu anymore. Therefore, all of them should take part in this final procession to the cremation ground. Cremation ground is the place where the funeral, the last rites of Gandhiji was to take place. Therefore, each and everybody should take part in this procession. This is the glorious procession because it's an example of martyrdom in the modernmost concept. This is an example of martyrdom. Gandhiji breathed his last, but before that, Gandhiji sacrificed his life. Actually, Gandhiji was totally dedicated for the development of the country, and not only for the development of the country, rather for those who were on the last rung of the society, the untouchables, particularly speaking, the untouchables, the Harijans. They sacrificed his life for all of them. Therefore, they dedicated his life for all of them. So this is one of the noblest demises that world has ever seen. This is the martyrdom. This assassination or this death can be leveled as a specimen, as an example of martyrdom of highest category. Therefore, Gandhiji's demise is one of the most significant incidents, is one of the most important incidents in the history of the world, or in the world history. Therefore, each and everybody should witness this one of the noblest demises that world has ever seen. It was an agonizing walk. Thousands silently watched the procession. Bapu lay on an open truck covered with flour. Thousands of people wept, trying to touch Bapu's feet. It was impossible to move in the thick crowd. It's quite normal. The walking, unlike the previous ones, is an agonizing walk. This walk is an agonizing walk. Agonizing means painful. This walk is painful walk because people were experiencing pain while they were walking with Bapu, because this is the last time and Bapu was no more alive, rather he was dead. So all of them were weeping, all of them were crying. Thousands silently watched the procession. Bapu lay on an open truck, and there were so many people who were also silent too, because for them the grief was too deep for expression. Therefore, they were silent. Bapu lay on an open truck covered with flowers. Thousands of people wept. So, thousands of people were silent. Thousands of people wept. So, this is a kind of mixed feeling. This is a kind of mixed reaction. For some people, the grief was too deep for expression. For some people, the grief was too deep that they were profusely weeping. and all of them were trying to touch Bapu's feet, because Bapu's feet, Bapu's for many of them, Bapu was a representative of God too. Therefore, Bapu's feet were most sacred for all of them, for most of them. Therefore, they wanted to touch the feet. It was impossible to move in the thick crowd. So, as people in huge number gathered there, it was not an easy task to make an easy progress. So they were walking slowly, they were moving slowly. The crowd was so thick. As I moved forward slowly, I understood I was not merely in the midst of grieving people. This was even more than the funeral procession of India's beloved leader. I was among people for whom walking with Bapu had a special meaning. We had walked with Bapu over rough and smooth of India's recent history. We could not now accept the fact that the man who had led us over many difficult paths was never going to walk with us again. Bapu's slight figure had walked, staff in hand, over a large part of India. To walk is to make slow progress. It is to think with clarity and closely look at all that is around you, from small insects to the average Indian. It required no vehicle except his own body and cost him nothing but his energy. Gandhiji took this necessity as he took much that was commonplace and transformed it into a joyful effort. So as I moved forward slowly, I understood I was not merely in the midst of the grieving people. I refers to Noyantara Shaigal. While Noyantara Shaigal was walking with Bapu, at that time, a realization, a priceless realization dawned upon her. What was the realization? She felt that she was not among the grieving people only. Rather, she was among those people for whom walking with Bapu had a special meaning. For whom walking with Bapu had a special meaning, because Bapu was always on the side of the people who were belonging to the lowest rung of the society. I have already told you, particularly speaking, the Harijans, the untouchables. And Gandhiji was fond of the rural life. Gandhiji was fond of the rural people. He always believed that the rural people the major access of Indian civilization. Therefore, they were the most important people as far as the Indian civilization is concerned. Therefore, he wanted to always get connected with them. So these people thought Gandhiji to be their own. These people thought Gandhiji to be their own, because this is no spurious relationship. This is no artificial relationship that Gandhiji had with those people, or those people had with Gandhiji. The relationship that was there in between them was not a spurious one, was not an artificial one, was not a make believe one. Rather, it was a most it was a most what should I say, an original relationship, a true relationship. Okay, there was nothing spurious about it, there was nothing false about it, there was nothing artificial about it. So it was a most original, it was a most fundamental relationship that they shared. Therefore, with walking with Bapu had always a special meaning. Walking with Bapu had always a special meaning for all of them. And walking is a very common, not a common, rather, walking was a very important gesture on the part of Gandhiji. Why? Because Gandhiji thought that if somebody walks, then only he can understand the real picture of the society. Then only he can understand the real picture of the society. If somebody goes only by a vehicle, motorized vehicle, then he cannot be connected with those common people of India. If he wants to get a true picture of India, if he wants to get really connected with the people of India, then he has to walk, because walking always gives you the opportunity to observe the minute details, which is very important. Walking always gives you the opportunity of observation of the minute details, and not only the minute details, from minute details to the broader concepts. As for example, ants to horizon. Horizon, you know, horizon, the horizon line, and the ants, both the microcosmic and the macrocosmic will come into your consideration if you walk. So walking is a very important gesture for Gandhiji. Gandhiji was fond of walking, and he walked for the upliftment of the society, not only for political purpose, rather for social purpose. He walked not only political purpose, rather for social purpose. That's very important. Gandhiji was not only a political leader, rather he was a social reformer too. He was a social reformer. His concept of Swaraj was not political only, rather it had different social dimensions too. Swaraj means you are achieving triumph over yourself. You are achieving triumph over yourself. You are getting over all your base desires, your bestialities, and you are getting, or you are progressing yourself. You are progressing towards the ideal manhood. That's important. That's called Swaraj. And Gandhiji always dedicated his life for the upliftment of the people in general and for the promotion of the concept of Swaraj. Therefore, Gandhiji was walking, Gandhiji walked, Gandhiji used to walk, and so many people were there with Gandhiji who always enjoyed walking with Gandhiji, because that was a very important gesture on the part of Gandhiji. But this is the last time they will be getting this opportunity, because Gandhiji is no more. Gandhiji is no more biologically. Spiritually, ideologically, he will be always. He will always. He will remain present always. He will be always relevant. But biologically, physically, Gandhiji was no more, because he was dead. Therefore, this opportunity should not be wasted. They should be walking with Gandhiji. Moreover, to walk was often the only way open to average Indian. It is required no vehicle except his own body and cost him nothing but his energy. Yeah, that's very important, because India at that time was an underdeveloped country. India at that time was continuously crushed under the wheels of exploitation done by the Britishers. Therefore, people were not economically in a very sound position. Therefore, it's not possible for all of them. It's not possible for all of them to afford the luxury of a car to move from one place to another place. Walking was the only way open. Walking was the only option that they could follow. They could have at that time, because walking needs no expenses, and it needs no vehicle except one's own body, one's own physical energy. Therefore, walking was the only way open for the average Indian. Gandhiji wanted to walk. Gandhiji was the true leader of the mass, because he knew the mass, he loved the mass, and therefore he always wanted to follow the way the people led their life. Gandhiji took this necessity as he took much that was commonplace and transformed it into a joyful effort. I have already told you that Gandhiji was a staunch supporter of the rural way of life. He always thought that industrial revolution, I think you have already studied about industrial revolution in your history book. Industrial revolution brings fightings. Industrial revolution brings encroachment. Industrial revolution brings different sorts of social inequality, and industrial revolution brings economic inequality, and it also brings imperialism. The curse of imperialism is invited by industrial revolution. So we should stick to the rural way of life. The rural way of life. Rural people are free of all sorts of evil desires, bestialities, and they are in that sense natural people. They are in that sense natural people. I am reminded of Rousseau's call. Rousseau, one of the most famous philosophers. Rousseau's call, return to nature. That is also reflected in Gandhiji's thoughts too. Gandhiji always made advocacy for those people, and he always wanted to support the cause of the rural people. So Gandhiji had a very interesting characteristic. What is that? The transformation of the commonplace. transformation of the commonplace into a joyful experience, into a joyful incident. It's not an easy task. Transformation of what is commonplace into a joyful experience, transformation of what is ordinary into extraordinary, into something extraordinary, is not an easy task, and Gandhiji was totally adept in doing that thing, So this is one of the most important marks of a great leader, and Gandhiji had that. So this has been discussed here, and I think the lecture will come to your help. And if you are satisfied, then obviously you must give a thumbs up impression, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. So okay, up to this today. And if you have any doubt, if you have any hesitation, don't hesitate to call me, or don't hesitate to send me your doubts over WhatsApp. Okay.